got your people who are trying, your people who aren't.
Yeah, and I noticed the death rate ain't slowed up now neither.
The who?
1,000 a day. Shit, somebody ought to wake up and put on a mask.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I haven't been down there, so I don't even know.
I thought the mayor.
You got people like Herman Cain going around there with his family, proving he's macho and he's a Republican and don't need no mask, then wind up dead. There's a message there, ain't it?
Something. I mean, it's getting to the point where people can't just openly ignore and say it doesn't exist anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You know, Herman Cain, man, he gave up his life to prove he was wrong.
Yeah.
Flip below that ugly wallpaper.
What's up, Pop?
Everything's good.
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 What up, baby brother?
Everything, brother. How you doing?
I can't complain.
Oh, hey, well, you gotta show, you can't show off your drink yet. We got to do intros.
We ain't, put it up where I can see what you're drinking now.
Oh, I guess we starting early. Uncle Hank has his Perrier. What you ranking your Perrier?
Well, it's a little warm, but I think this was actually bottled in south of France, based on the texture of the water. The molecules are a little close together.
And it's wet.
Right.
What on your fancy water bottle rankings? What is Perrier out of 10?
1. Oh, it's 10.
That's a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop's gonna disagree.
Low sodium. No sodium.
That's the first 10 we had. You know.
We'd have been
last week. When I say, man, ain't no 10. Now you come in.
broke the whole system.
Oh man, you know I'm a rebel. You know.
No, I don't. See, I can't buck that 10. See, because I guess when Earth was created, etc., water was 10. It's probably still a 10. Ain't nobody mess with it or nothing. It's supposed to be pure. That's a 10, you know.
I got my water.
If you drink a 10, I'm gonna agree with him.
Well, it sounds like 4 out of 4 doctors agree.
4 out of 4 doctors agree. They go on that. Yeah.
Uncle Hank was telling me he didn't have a whole bunch of time, so maybe we could do me and Grandpa Pooh do our rankings after this. But let's get into the topic. Ancient aliens. This is the legendary episode we've been waiting for, Uncle Hank and Grandpa, and, etc.
What's the problem?
Nothing. We just talk about it. We do a topic. We give our feelings about it first and foremost because we got people watching. Do aliens exist?
Absolutely.
I was saying I'm a good listener now. Ancient aliens, that's kind of beyond me, but hey, I can pick up.
It ain't. Hey, Daddy, let me put it in context for you. He's talking about the Greys, man. The Greys.
Yeah. What's their name?
Hey, I thought this was gonna be an ancient alien show, not a comedy show.
Oh no, your grandpa's the mood, man. But yeah, so I remember Grandpa used to watch it all the time. So Ancient Aliens is like, for people who are watching, it's the show. People say it's crazy and all that, but it doesn't make sense for this to be this big old universe and only us be alive out here in it.
That's man and his arrogance. That's all.
It's some wild stuff.
Since we ain't gonna introduce the prize beer, can I take some and drink?
Hey, Josh, get to the good thing, man. Introduce the prize beer. Go forward, Pop.
I was trying to get the topic for you because I didn't have a lot of time. So I got Grandpa some Strohs, Bohemian style Pilsner. He had the ale they had when they just started remaking Strohs downtown, and he hasn't had the Pilsner yet. So I got him the Pilsner from the place.
Nice.
Yeah.
How you rate that, Pop?
Well, back in the day when you used to transport it for me. It ain't 10 gun, it's still known. And then that 5 to 10, it's still about a 6.
you
wait,
make it sound like I was running bootleg from Canada, man.
Yeah.
that's the strohs that used to be in the can.
Yeah.
Like when they're like blue and white or something like that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah. So remember last year for Grandpa's birthday, I took him down to this bar in downtown Detroit, and they got the contract to start producing strohs again.
Oh, okay. I wasn't putting it together, and then the green labeling was throwing me off, and I just wow, that's crazy. So now
anything green throws me off.
Red and black, didn't it?
Right? Huh?
It used to be red and black, didn't it? Strohs.
Yeah, before it was blue, it was red and black, I think, or something like that.
Man, so they didn't use all the colors, huh?
Yeah.
I'm back to anti-hero.
And you came back to it?
Yeah, I came back to it. I feel like drinking a few of them. I've been doing a lot of running, man, and running be making me want beer, man.
Get me in on that anti-hero. Have you introduced it before?
Yeah. I talked about it. It's an IPA by Revolution Brewing, 8.7 ABV. It's here in Chicago, so IPAs are like higher in bitterness, but I like it. I'm used to it now. If it's the first time you have it, it probably don't freak your palate out, but these like my, what do they call them, drinkable beers, like I remember the college days, probably the military days, right, Hank? Like pounding beers, like I like.
That's right.
I like to throw them back.
What they call when the wagon come.
There you go.
There you go. Get my language together.
Oh, there ain't no more.
When the wagon comes,
get your share.
I remember
what you got, Josh? What you
know how that
me and Grandpa got the same one this week. I had found it for him, and I brought it to the house when I was visiting him.
Yeah.
So what are you ranking that?
Let me think. It's not bad. I'll give it a 6.5.
You gotta learn how to drink beer, man.
Learn.
There's an art to it, dude.
There's an art.
A real artiste never spills a drop.
I ain't spill a drop. I caught it.
What are you wiping off then? Is your beard drinking?
Tell me you was just salivating. That's all.
Right.
This is gross. This is what Grandpa says. This is a delicacy.
You know what's missing? The
What's
brown
that?
paper bag, man. That's give it that flavor.
Oh no, not the brown paper bag.
It would taste better with a brown paper bag.
Yeah. Well, you may as well just go stand on the corner to get the full Monty, right?
You gotta get it all, man. You gotta get it all.
Grandpa's like if this was serious, he would have broke out the hog's head cheese. Now that's what that's what you need to have it over the top.
Now you're getting him excited. See, look at you.
The hog head cheese and the strohs.
Oh man!
I remember like
I think he said it. Oh man!
Before COVID hit, Grandpa had some hog's head cheese.
Huh?
What's that?
Don't get no better.
Hog head cheese and the strohs.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Look,
okay, aliens. Look, I'll say I think that they're aliens, and we got to be part of it.
I would not disagree. Well, if you look at,
we probably are the aliens, right?
Standard science versus all the discoveries. Clearly, the Earth or man has been around a lot longer than we thought, right? And there's just some things that they're uncovering that you can't explain away, the alien theory.
Well,
right?
Alien mean that they're alien to Earth,
right?
On top. What about the folks down up on the bottom, down there, inner Earth? That's where the folks coming from. They ain't coming from.
Y'all.
Hold on now. this requires some Hennessy.
Yeah. I think Pop already had
There's
some.
something, there's something to
Your
that. I
daddy
remember
talking about the voyage to the center of the earth, man. That requires liquor. You can't drink no beer talking about that. You got to get deep.
I remember actually there was an episode Ancient Aliens talking about it, like how the Navajo people or something in the desert, they're saying how that people actually came from underground and flew up out of the canyons and stuff.
Well, they call them the ant people, right?
Yeah,
they
the ant
have
people.
those, yeah.
So there might be something to what he's talking about.
Well, I'm sure they came from above and below. I mean, and I think our government knows the truth. They're just not sharing, right? You can't handle the truth, right? It'll flip your Bible and your religion upside down, and folks ain't ready for it because that religion gives some semblance of law and order. You take that away, all bets are off.
Exactly. I mean, but even still, like older religions talk about people coming down and giving them gifts.
About 25,000 miles. Is that correct?
Say that again.
Earth's circumference.
I thought it was 17. I thought it was 17.
I'll Google it. How big is
I
that?
thought it was 20. So I thought I used that word 17 before, but somebody proved me wrong. So
I think 17,000 miles. That ain't far, right? That's gotta be further than
the Earth is only 4,000 miles.
I say, but there's 17,000.
Oh, not around.
Oh.
Yeah, you can barely get to California in 4,000.
Yeah, shit. Hey, Josh, put that beer down, son.
No, the radius of Earth is 3,958 miles.
How many?
3,958 miles. That's what the radius of the Earth is.
What?
No,
3,000 impossible.
What's the circumference?
I'm about to look that up.
17,600 and something.
It's probably. I mean, I'm not doubting that.
You just going from one point to the other. I'm trying to go all the way around it.
The circumference of the Earth is 24,901 miles.
Now you're talking. Okay.
All right.
Let me get back to what I was saying.
Go ahead, doctor.
If the Earth is 24,000, something, maybe 25,000 miles, how do you know that you looking out in outer space? How do you know it ain't a cover over this thing? We think
Are you a flat earther? You done went flat earth? No. I can't, man. I can't. Hold up, man.
What?
He done went flat earth on us.
Dude.
Hey, Pops just be playing. He playing in his own play.
You ain't looking at the top of you think that's outer space and all that stuff?
Uncle Hank just said the government trying to cover it up, and here's Grandpa.
Hey, who over there supplying Daddy with these drugs? Daddy,
I don't know.
Hey, man.
You know they got some good stuff in Inkster, man.
Hey, man. He done went flat earth on us. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't see none of this coming.
So, I mean, you talk about outer space. I mean, the fact that you're on Earth, you are in space, right?
Yeah. Grandpa's like, if I take a ball and throw it down the street, why don't it fall off the edge of the street?
That's because there ain't no edge.
Hey, but look,
time continuum, right?
That was it,
man. Out there.
But look, I give you like in the earth, right? Now, I'm not. This is not my positioning at all. But if you think about it, like today, people are building shelters, right, in the earth. Like they're digging out and they're building home shelters. Right. So, what does like money look like? Like, I've seen the little ones that are like a room, an 8x10. Mm-hmm. What if somebody got money and they digging like levels down, in big rooms, expansive? I mean, that ain't so crazy as I originally thought about it when I started thinking about the shelters.
Right.
I don't know about the whole civilization and people. I mean, that's stretching, man.
Well, that shelter ain't gonna protect them from what's coming ultimately, right? These meteors and asteroids ain't gonna miss us forever. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
why they're trying to get to Mars, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they think Mars was once
habitable
like Earth, right?
Really?
That it died 4 years ago.
That's why it's supposedly had water.
Yeah, right. Water human. It took them thousands of years to prove that Mars got some water on it.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait. They proved that Mars got water.
Yeah.
they said it had like frozen oceans and stuff, and they like there's what was that thing that NASA found? One of their rovers said they had found like images, or they took satellite images, and it looks like a structure or structures were on Mars. Yeah, you never heard of the face on Mars thing, or like the black dot on Mars looks like a building or whatever?
And them the Joneses, they've been there forever.
right. Hey, Eli.
Hey, you know the statement, ain't nothing new under the sun?
Yeah.
Like I say, man and his arrogance, the first man to space, the first man to set foot on the moon, just pure arrogance. They have no clue,
It's
right?
stupidity.
They just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they landed on the moon, right? And all of a sudden they don't want to go back. I wonder why, because they saw something. Hey, you know what? There's an episode of Ancient Aliens where they were interviewing the first men, was it Armstrong and whomever, and Shepard, that set foot on the moon, right? And if you look at that interview, I'll find the version of Ancient Aliens so you can see it. They weren't congratulatory. They weren't happy. They looked thoroughly disturbed as they were being interviewed by the crowd. They seen something. They looked shook up. And I firmly believe the dark side of the moon, we never get to see it. And there's something over there. And whatever they saw, we didn't go back.
Yeah.
Comments?
When they were approaching Mars, one of the astronauts, I think he was kind of.
You mean the moon?
Yeah, moon, approaching the moon.
He said slip up.
I thought he jumped on you. Like
the guy,
Grandpa knew about it. He's like, we've been there.
He said that when they were approaching the moon, vehicles came up to them, escorted them to the moon. That's when he came back and got into religion. he got really religious. He said, no, we ain't done. We get up here thinking we're gonna be the first, and they're gonna show us the place.
No, man. They know what's out there. They probably was told, don't come back here for a while. We're working on something.
What's wild is how fast, like normally when humanity has progressed throughout the ages, it's been in like over hundreds of thousands of years. In like the span of 150 years, we went from the agricultural age to the technical age. Like that leap in knowledge hasn't been seen in human history.
Yeah,
except for now.
That's true.
So either people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it would be hard to say if this time period has never happened before, given that how long people have been around, and maybe the way it ends is so catastrophic, you got to literally start over, and maybe that's what I don't know. Like you say, if they've been to the moon and seen some things, what else has transpired? Maybe all of this age has already happened before, and then they had to spike. I don't know.
Hey, whether we are so far advanced or not, somebody explain to me how they built them pyramids.
and maybe that was one of those spiking technology.
It had to be there, man. They talking about you can't even put nothing. You couldn't put an envelope between the two blocks. That's how, they were
precise.
Yeah, put on site, right?
I mean, that's also interesting because when we were talking last week about ancient like African stuff, the Sphinx is the youngest of the great wonders of the world, and that's 10,000 years old, and the pyramids are way older than that. So it's just remarkable just how.
Actually, some think the Sphinx was before the pyramids.
Really?
You obviously don't watch enough Ancient Aliens.
Oh man, I'm not as deep in it as you are, Hank.
Yeah, well, maybe the Sphinx built the pyramids.
Maybe the Sphinx.
You know what, man? Maybe something that resembled the Sphinx built the pyramid.
Yeah. Grandpa was like, I was there.
He came out of the earth.
Yeah.
They were sliding around on the dome, and then it
No, but it's interesting because there are accounts. It's accounts in the Bible. There's accounts in other religions that aren't Abrahamic that all speak of beings coming down from the heavens and either giving them messages or giving them advancements in technology. And this is for hundreds of thousands of years. And it's a shame to me that people just say that, oh, how can so many different cultures have the same idea that something visited them and then some advancement or some change in their life just happened? Like, people don't just make up the same story thousands of times and then nothing happened.
Well, your biblical flood is mentioned in every known religion, right?
Yeah.
And some religions that's a lot older than Christianity. So
Right.
Who's zooming who?
Exactly. I mean, people can travel and bring their stories with them and it change over time. That's one thing. But the idea that the key is someone visited somebody, explained something to them, and then a great change happened. And that's universal. And of course, I just don't think the laws of our universe being so big and we're being the only intelligent life on this particular planet and that nothing else exists is just wild to me. I can't fathom how that's even possible.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. The person once asked me, was I opposed to interracial marriages? I said, as long as you don't marry a Klingon, I'm good.
Now watch, if aliens come down, you're gonna have in 20 years have to do a PC conference saying, I didn't mean anything about the Klingon people.
I want to state for the record, I love Klingons.
Some of my best friends are Klingons.
Yeah, I have one.
There's a Klingon in my family.
There's a Klingon in my family.
There we go. I think it's a Klingon in the White House, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Klingon making a joke. Maybe they should take you to Area 51 now.
I've been there, Pop. I've been there.
You been there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You mean the vacation home?
There was a book that came out.
Hey, are y'all familiar with this book, The Serious Mysteries? Let me I gotta take my background.
You're an alien, Pooh. You got some type of stealth device going on, man.
Oh,
that book about
you can't see it.
Planet B. That is Cyrus B.
There we
right?
go. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now somebody explain to me how the Dogons knew about that particular planet. The Dogons did.
The star system, yeah. The star system.
Yeah, right.
Cluster of stars and planets.
Right. I think it's right. The star system. How did they know about that place?
It was
before they could see. Now they can see it physically now, but it was years when it was just them people talking about it and nobody believed them.
No. They can't see it physically. They can see it with their telescopes now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with their telescopes.
Yeah. You can't see it with the naked eye.
The Dogons know about it. They know the shape and the diameter and all that stuff about it.
Yeah, and a lot more stuff.
They didn't have no telescope.
Right. Yeah. So how did they know?
Well, that's your Mayan calendars. There's a lot of things out there that we just can't explain away. You built the pyramids aligned with Orion's belt. How do you do that if you're supposed to be this prehistoric people?
Right, but I think like maybe those people weren't prehistoric. That's why I keep pointing to.
Just lost technology, man. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Lost technology and understanding. It's hard for us today to think that maybe they were smarter than us.
Right.
We every society, every time period think they the most brilliant. You know what I mean?
Well, you would think then why would they have chariots and not Porsches, right? Maybe they used the chariots for the races and levitated the rest of the time.
That was for entertainment, y'all.
Right.
Y'all got caught up in the movies. That's hilarious.
What's interesting now? Grandpa brought the Dogon up. I remember I was watching something that was explaining how the shaman of the Dogon tribe, like once they go through their rites, people aren't even allowed to touch them anymore. Like if someone tries to touch them, like their tribesmen will kill that person, or if someone actually does touch the shaman, they'll kill the shaman because they're not pure anymore.
Dude,
Like-
I know a pimp named Silky the same way. Touch him and see what happens.
But it's
Talking
like
about a shaman, man.
No, but Josh, that book is about the Dogon tribe. That's what Pops brought it. I thought you knew that was the reference.
I'm gonna have to get that book. There's a book called Dreamland where this dude worked for the Department of Defense, and they quote unquote, this was supposed to be based on like real events. This dude quote unquote worked for the government, and they found a spacecraft, right? And his job was to test to see how to get the anti-gravity part of it to work so it can like levitate. And like a lot of the stuff that's in that book was written in like I think the 80s or something, 70s or 80s. It's just stuff that we're now getting, like that you can buy now, like cell phones and like the drone stuff was all stuff that he talked about in the book that the government had like 30, 40 years ago.
She just
I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of our technology, commercial technology, is old government stuff. That's
right.
Yeah, they just released it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise
The
at
only thing
all.
I'm going to question is, where are we headed with all this technology, man? I can
That's a good question.
call you up and talk to you and look at you. You show me where you're living and all that. Where are we headed with all this technology? Because I'm being born when I was born, man. This is blowing me away. I can't see no future.
You're gonna be assimilated into the collective, right? You're not gonna even have to think, man. You already got your external hard drive, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably plant one in your brain. I mean, think about it. How many phone numbers do you even remember anymore?
I have to remember. Just got to touch your.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
right, that's what I'm saying, right?
the technology is getting smarter. We're getting dumber.
I can agree with that. I mean, I know my cell phone, I know my mom's house phone, I know grandpa's number, and maybe a few other numbers by heart because I just grew up with them. But
man, I used to have 500 numbers locked in my head. Shoot, you call them. I mean, that's what you did. You just locked those numbers in.
Because you always thinking like, I'm not about to carry around no phone book.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like women would with their purses, because
Yeah.
the whole address. Remember, Mama always that she wrote everything in her address.
That's right. Yeah, shoot, I forget.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that your strohs beer, Josh. So y'all just ranked it, and that's all you do?
Well, no, we at the start of the show, we normally rank the beer and talk about it for a little bit. I wasn't sure how long you had, so I just figured we'd go right into our topic. But normally we'll talk about it in Uncle Pooh because he has so many beer facts. We'll bring up, where stuff was made and why it's called this and all the good stuff, and we drop a little knowledge, and then we go into a topic.
Pooh is making his brewery proud.
No, like Uncle Pooh Bear is serious. He taught me and Grandpa all about like the difference between like IPA and regular beer. We didn't know any of that stuff. We were just drinking it.
Yeah, I never understood all that. I think when we were in Chicago, you were explaining all that stuff to me. I was like, wow, beer has become a sophisticated drink. Back then, you drink some beer, you're sweating, you're hot, playing basketball, you just throw something back for libation. And now you got snifters and shaking it up and smells fruity and
you taste the grass, the whole all that.
Yeah, you got to be a sophisticated now to drink beer.
Yeah, that's in the bougie end, the craft beer scene, but it's still it's still the gutter beer drinkers now. They still out there. I still got it in me.
I'm gonna tell you guys, this show ain't nothing until you rank some Coke 45 and Old English. It's real, man. Y'all can't be all sophisticated like y'all too bougie. If Billy D can drink it, you can definitely talk about it.
They drinking strohs. They over there drinking strohs, man. There ain't no sophistication over there.
No, hey, Pooh,
he didn't mention the brown paper bag.
Strohs is a step up, man.
We gotta return this favor. We gotta get the Colt 45 in a brown paper bag next week.
And what's the significance of the brown paper bag?
Oh, there's a big story behind that now.
Heritage.
But it is significant.
Culture.
Yeah,
What is it, Pop?
some people wouldn't understand the brown paper bag, you know.
Tell us about it.
All right.
Tell us about it.
It takes more than the show, man, to tell about the brown paper bag because it goes way back.
He's like, he got to put jazz music on in the background.
Brown paper bag out the back. Of course, when you're in a safe, safe place, you can hold it out there. Oh,
Y'all are best.
Did I tell you that story, Uncle Hank, on when Ashley moved out here, her first birthday in Detroit? Because she'd been to Belle Isle once, but never like really by the fountain and all that. She always wanted to go. So I took her out there. But before we went to Belle Isle, I stopped at the liquor store across the street from the island, and I bought like 2 40s and put it in a brown paper bag, and like I didn't tell her about it. So then we get to the water fountain, and we're sitting there. She's like, "Oh, this is really nice." I bust out, give her a beer in the bag. I was like, "Now you're a Detroiter, baby."
You got to break them in, man. You got to break them in. Everybody ain't prepared for it,
You ain't just
Everybody's not prepared for it.
You're in the hood.
I remember in college, my first
the
40
hood
was,
with you, man. Carry the hood with you.
That's right.
when I was in college, my first 40 that I ever had was Cobra.
Man, that's liquid heroin.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Wasn't it
We
one
was drinking
called Patrick or
Patrick.
a big a
Pat
Coke?
Ribbon?
I mean, a malt liquor.
Now that's his drink, Paps.
Patrick?
A name similar, something like in there,
Like Pat's or something?
Hey, man, so Nate, all right, here's some good ones. So you got Coke 45, you got Old English 800. What are some other malt liquor? I can't think of any.
St. Ides.
Ooh.
Keystone?
Keep on. Y'all gonna hit the one
Keystone ain't malt liquor.
Keystone's not malt liquor?
Mm-mm.
Magnum.
No.
I know about that.
Huh?
Yeah, he said Magnum. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Magnum. That's
Yeah.
4. I can't think of anymore.
I'm trying to think what was I drinking in college? I bet if I put
900 or something.
What was that? It wasn't one like that had like X's on it.
damn, I
I
don't
remember
remember
that.
It had like it was like XX or it was XL or something.
I remember something like that.
Mickey's.
Mickey's, yeah.
Mickey's, that's right.
Mickey's
In the
had
little
a
green
40.
bottle.
Trying to think of, but it wasn't Mickey's.
I used to really drink the Mickey's with the grenade, the little small. Yeah. Oh man. Ugh.
Then you go rob a bank right after that.
Nah, fam. Yeah. I can't even think of no more. That's crazy. So many too. All you gotta do is go to the liquor store in Inkster. That's all they got.
Steel Reserve.
Steel Reserve.
Someone in the comments said Steel Reserve.
Yeah, Steel Reserve.
So y'all said Cobra, right?
Yeah, Cobra.
Cobra.
St.
Slits.
Eyes, yeah.
Slits.
E40.
E40 malt liquor is good.
Y'all getting
Oh, hold it. This is the one I used to drink back in the army. Slits malt liquor bull.
Slits. Yeah. Slits. You gotta ride the bull.
You gotta ride the bull, baby.
You gotta ride the bull.
Someone said in the
Hold on.
comments for this show that malt liquor, there's more flavor profiles than there are for wine.
Hey, here's one called Hurricane. I never seen that.
That must be like in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's
Mickey's,
wild that
I
there's so
totally
many
forgot about that. The little grenade.
Yeah.
It's wild
Wow.
that there's still it's wild that malt liquor is still so popular. Like given the negative connotation, people are just like, yep, no problem.
I've never, I just haven't seen anybody drink any malt liquor in probably 20 years, 30 years or something.
Well, Grandpa, now we're about to do a malt liquor saga.
I'm not joining that.
You
Hey,
gotta
I'm the beer snob. I'm the beer snob on the show. No.
I see.
You
No.
gotta
Hey,
do
man,
one. You gotta
here's
do one,
one.
Uncle Pooh.
Mandango malt liquor. You got to drink that. It's got a picture of Africa on it, man.
I ain't never had that one.
See,
I'm
that's that
done.
motherland drink, boy.
Hey, I'm done with that malt liquor. And like, let me know when they got a craft version. Like,
Craft malt liquor.
craft malt liquor, man.
That's funny.
That's like from the Black Dynamite commercial. It'll make you woo.
As we
this is a special
digress.
show. I done went and got another bill.
What you got now?
Oh no, same one.
Oh,
That's the advantage of having the kids at the house.
so how much a 6-pack of that cost, bro?
You're gonna give Grandpa a heart attack when he says it.
No. This probably
Last drop.
like $13, $14.
For what?
Yeah, for the 6-pack.
Yeah, you bougie.
$12.
Hey, I bet you drive a Beamer. He's bougie. He's bougie.
Uncle Hank, be careful, man. You're actually doing better than most guests. We might have you back on.
Oh no, hey, it'll cost you.
It'll cost you a little. It'll cost you a lot.
This was a family cameo, man. You know,
He's celebrity now, man. You don't come to people no more.
That's right. I'll have my people reach out to you. Negotiate the contract.
have you reach out to my people. Y'all ain't got
But for every episode, we have to send Uncle Hank a case of Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something.
Oh man,
sound like you need that
Perrier right here.
Yeah, he did 20, a 10.
Yeah, give me that
A
Perrier
10.
Select.
One thing about that Perrier, you don't need no brown paper bag. We can save the bag.
That's hilarious.
When you drink Perrier, you recycle the brown paper bag too.
Oh man.
Right.
I drink anything, man. I was drinking the cheap water. What's that? LaCroix.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, my wife was like, "Don't even walk in my house with that crap, peasant."
You got some good stuff. You say you bought it all the time.
I did.
This,
And then, well, I think the problem
Dead
was
on, right?
the sodium, right? This has 0, and that other water has a ton of sodium in it.
Oh, it does?
really?
Yeah. So you get what you pay for, you know.
You might have to transfer to the Perrier train. I didn't know about all that sodium. So I didn't read the can. I was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Well, me either. She put it in front of me. I drank it, and then when she finally read the can, that's when she was like, "Okay, that's it."
Kenny got me definitely afraid of sodium.
Sodium will get you.
It'll get you.
Yeah.
I gotta tell Ashley that we gotta move up to the Perrier side of the game.
What is the Kenny thing about?
He just if you get around Kenny, all he talk about is no sodium. You know what I mean? It's talking about the ill effects of sodium on the body.
Yeah.
And like he talked about it to the point like I ain't never thought about this. You know what I mean? This was about I don't know 3, 4, or 5 years ago or something. I was like, I gotta cut the sodium, you know, like
Right.
Yeah, he make you afraid of it, man. Like,
It's funny. It's just like that.
And you should be afraid, right?
What's
That
the sodium
sodium will
fact?
get you just like that sugar.
You
You
remember?
know?
Yeah.
That's one
sugar.
thing I had to cut back on that sugar, man, because I was
Sugar's definitely that's definitely will kill you quick.
I lost my mind. You know, I drank a couple of cups of coffee with 2 teaspoons of sugar, right? That right there was 20 grams. Then you drink a Coke for lunch, that's 47 grams,
Wow.
right? So I'm at 70 grams, 60, 70 grams when the daily intake for a male should be around 28 max, right?
Wow. And that's
Don't
lunch.
come home and have a Coke with dinner.
Yeah, you at lunch.
We don't even have Pop in the house anymore. You know,
Good.
she just, yeah. So, but, you know, I was able to just quit sugar and lose like 10, 15 pounds. Just,
Wow.
you know, the natural sugar in your food, of course, but, you know, just all of that pop and
Yeah. So,
coffee.
all the extra nonsense.
What'd you say, Dad?
I said, you mean about quit putting sugar in my coffee, I can lose 10 or 15 pounds. I don't want to lose.
No, because the other 15 donuts you eat gonna make up for it. Daddy will drink a coffee, drink some milk, drink a gallon of juice, eat 40 donuts, 2 Snickers, a bowl of chitlins,
And some Jack Daniels.
all within an hour. I was like, that dude's stomach, and he got a palate, boy.
Hey, that's a steel. He got a steel gut down there.
That's what you call
I got
a
pillow
Great
sack.
Depression belly.
That's it. Yeah.
See what I said? I got
What?
a pillow sack. That's my
Yeah, I was like, man, he could eat a range of things. I'm like, man, my
In the
stomach would
same
be
set.
so tore up.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, gentlemen. Well, I got to jump off. I got a conference call in about 10 minutes.
Uncle Hank, you gotta sign
All right,
off. You gotta give a word of wisdom or something.
Do it have to be clean? I don't know a whole lot of clean words of wisdom.
No, that's fine. We're not making money off this.
Just be good. I'll come up with something next time. Yeah.
I ain't never
Yeah,
heard
I'm
anybody
gonna be-
say, I don't know a lot of clean words.
I was ready to say some old crazy shit.
I'm gonna give you something to add to it.
You know,
I don't
you
say,
gotta
do unto others if you can.
do on the others when you feel like it.
Do on others if you can is that's
Oh,
beautiful.
no. Here you go. Do on to others after you figure out what they're gonna do to you.
Oh,
That's how your president thinks.
oh.
We're gonna leave him alone.
Till
We'll
next
kick off
time.
the air. Yeah. All right, brothers,
Thank you
gentlemen.
for being
Pop,
on, Uncle. Thank you for being
have
on.
a good one. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, bro. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Oh, he trying to hang up, couldn't get off the thing. Oh man, that was fun. That was a good one.
Now, let's get back to that ancient alien. Let's get back to the inner earth. You know,
Go
come
for
out
it.
every night and they're partying and going on back down. Probably who down there telling them you keep bringing that virus with you.
Well, a lot to what you guys, Uncle Pooh was saying a second ago was how civilizations could have just been happening over and over again. Like civilizations rise and fall and just keep happening and just happening so many times that we just didn't record it all. And it brings me back to what I was saying about the Navajo. They believe, if correct, hope if I'm wrong, someone will correct me later, that this is like the third or fourth world. Like this done happened several times. Like Earth done went through a bunch of stuff that civilizations all died at once and people came back. Like this is like the third or fourth time this done happened.
It could be. Might not be just. Could it be the 20th and 21st time?
It could be, I'm saying that it could be something Uncle Pooh was talking about, how, we have things that are thousands of years old and people can't explain them. And that could have been from like two human cycles ago.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like we don't know. We like to portray and act like we do and stack a bunch of degrees on top of one another and then act like you know what you're talking about. But the truth of the matter is they have no clue.
Every
It's
time
like,
you get a degree, you find out how dumb you really are.
well, I think anytime you read a
book.
book, you realize how dumb you are. But like, take electricity, right? And we say electricity is the greatest invention ever. Well, it depends on which books you read, because if you read some books, they say Kemet was lit with electricity, right? So, but it wasn't from the source that we utilize today, right? It was from a different source, right? So, I don't know. Is it true? I don't doubt that it's not true, because that time period clearly did things that we can't still explain to this day. So the thought that they would have lights, you know what I mean? Like,
I know
that's
what
not
you're
a
talking
big
about.
stretch.
There's cave, not cave painting, but there's like hieroglyphs of pictures of them like next to big light bulbs, and they found samples of like barrels that had liquid in them that they had found copper coils in that were used to that they're just these huge batteries. So like they had the capacity to do something. You know, it may not be
Ohm's law comes out of all of this time period. Like it's
right.
really interesting. It's really interesting the further you get into it. And then like, you know, but with that time period also it's tied into the Ankh. It's tied into the Ankh, melanin, copper, carbon. There's some sort of connection. There's something in that realm. I got a book called
what's that book you put up before? Put it up again so in case people didn't see it earlier.
Wait, this one?
Yeah, I'm the serious mystery. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah. So let me give a quick background on this, right? So the Dogon tribe was talking about the Sirius star system before like the telescopes come around, right? And of course, I'm just gonna be blunt. So I guess y'all just seen enough of the show. White European people don't believe anything Black people say. And, you know, there was no scientific proof. There's no way to see the star system at the time, right? So in the 50s, these two white boys from France, the authors of the book, right? Or they're the subject line of the book. They go and spend 15 years living with the Dogons, right? And they're just going through the rituals. They're going through the dances. This is pretty much what the book is about, right? It's a whole lot more, obviously, right? But they're going through all of the rituals. And when they go to leave after 15 years spending in this tribe, this is like the 40s to 55. I think in 55 they were leaving. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Don't hold me to that date. But the day before, or maybe it was like the last 2 weeks before they were leaving, something like that, the Dogons open up and start to finally tell them what all the rituals were about. And all of the rituals, the dancing and everything that they do with their singing and all of their stuff is an emulation of the star system, of the stars. So everything is a story, but it's told out rhythmically and through music and dance, right? And they break down the star system. Of course, everybody think they're crazy. A couple of years later, technology catches up and they can physically see the star system now with telescopes, which is why you can see what it looks like now. But before all of this, the Dogons is talking about. So like, this is what that's what that book is particularly about. It's written from—
I had one by a guy named Temple.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
I probably might got it on my shelf.
Robert Temple.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, it's either on your shelf or this is it.
Hey.
I've gotten a lot of your books, man. I've gotten a lot of your books. Yeah. But there's another book called The Electromagnetism of the Ankh or of Melanin. I gotta come back to you on that one. That book might be downstairs.
I got one on melanin composition over here.
Yeah, it's all interesting though. It's all interesting. But just us being today, we just assume that our culture and our time period is so much more advanced. That's not necessarily the case.
Right.
You know, I don't know, you know.
My only question is, which I asked before, where do we go from here, man? I've seen it all. You know, I can't even. Well, we ain't been to Mars yet, not physically. So maybe
not this lifetime.
Yeah. Or at least they ain't told nobody.
At least they ain't told nobody.
Yeah.
And that's more than likely what it is. They ain't told nobody.
Yeah, that's an incredible question, you know, because when I think about your lifetime, like when you talk about your lifetime being born in 29 and it being 2020 and the things that you've seen in that time period, that's just unbelievable. So like, what does the next time period look like? The next 100 years, like?
I recall the flash forwarding of the day, and he had the television, you know, the bad guy got the television, you know, and the guy walk up to a door and the door opens up. And then this guy is speaking to him from a, you know, television. And now everything, I go to the grocery store to do. So I mean, that's a long ways from 10. Wow, that's something really something that door open by itself. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Movies be letting you know. Movies will show you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it may not be directly like if you pay attention to certain movies where the stuff they don't make a big deal of, where it's just common, like the doors opening and big screen TVs that people can talk to you through.
Telephone watch with Dick Tracy, remember?
Yeah, like all the stuff.
Everybody got one.
Like all the stuff where it just seems like it's commonplace. That stuff happens. Like the stuff they try to blow up and make seem like it's a big deal, it's stuff you'll probably never see. But the stuff that just kind of happens in the movie and they don't quite talk about it, that's what's coming.
Well, you know, I mean, to people's credit, they've always been creative, forward thinking. So, you know, don't discount what the people in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s was thinking about the future. They're people right now thinking, what does 2020, 2050 look like? You know, 2075, 3000. And they're preparing things and they're doing those sketches, you know. I mean, people, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I have such a love-hate relationship with people. I hate people, but I love them though, you know, because it's just, they're so creative. Like, it's just so interesting.
It's definitely interesting because we really don't know what's going to happen next. Nothing is solidified, you know.
And then on top of that too, you got a lot of opposition when you come up with something that's going to be. It's a force out there to try to keep you from bringing it forth when they got their own ideals, you know, as what should be done, you know. A perfect example I'm trying to say, I recall back in you've heard of Hyman Rickover, right?
No.
No, father of the nuclear submarine? No,
I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, I
So
know.
anyway, Hyman Rickover, he was captain.
We were just dumb.
And they were talking about,
he was like, no.
Yeah, they were talking about nuclear aircraft carriers, you know. And he said, no, we need a nuclear submarine. And with that statement, they retired him in the Navy, you know, kicked him out and said, hey, man, you messing with the big game, you know, the aircraft carrier, you're talking about a submarine. But the public got wind of it and said, hey, that ain't too bad an idea. You know, they brought Hyman Rickover back. He's the father of the nuclear submarine. They brought him back and made him an admiral. And that was the beginning of the submarine, because the submarine nuclear sub came before the nuclear aircraft carrier. But the opposition, he went through so much stuff, man. They said they kicked him out of the Navy in a sense, make him retire. You're a captain, you know, you retire. You know, you buckle in the wheel, you know. So I mean, that's what there's a lot of things. There's always some opposition, you know. Just like Tucker would come out with his car, man, and the rest of the big three, man, washed him up, you know. Well, his ideal might have been a good ideal, but you can't go up against the big boys unless you got the public behind you.
You said Tucker?
Tucker, yeah. You in the Tucker automobile?
You know Tucker?
You remember the Kaiser? Kaiser came out with his back in the 40s, and he washed out, you know. But I mean, they're saying that people with different ideals, they get washed out because you can't go against the flow, you know.
Yeah, the paradigm is moving.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Tucker 48.
Read a little something on Hyman Rickover and see what the influence he had on the nuclear submarine when there was none, you know. He was talking about building one, but you just cannot go up against the big boys. You know, that's sort of like the Secretary of the Navy was, you know, when they got the virus, you know, and the captain went and spoke out. Next thing you know, he got rid of the captain, his command. But then the people stepped in, you know.
Hey, didn't nobody tell Elon Musk that? Because he going up against the big three, he's slapping them around.
Who is that?
Elon Musk, Tesla. Tesla.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know,
they didn't tell him. He didn't listen.
Okay, well, you know, it's like they were saying about that. What you call him? You know, he was too big. Maybe his idea was too big to fail.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
wind down.
The big boy, they bail you out, man, when your idea too big to fail.
Yeah.
We gotta wind down this episode. I gotta log back into work, but it's Hey man, I'm not off it yet. I got once I get my bright idea, then I'll be working myself too.
I hear that. Keep digging, brother.
But guys, want to sign off or promote something? You got any updates on anything, Uncle Pooh?
Now keep drinking good beer, good people.
Drinking good beer.
Beer, love, and happiness.
Yeah.
Beer, love, and happy. What about you, Grandpa?
Keep the strohs in mind.
Keep the
Strohs in mind.
Yes, sir.
Keep the strohs in mind.
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Grandpa, I'm gonna see about maybe we can do a maybe not a whole complete one, but maybe a 40 a malt liquor series.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
Maybe Uncle Pooh Bear will jump in on one with us.
I would judge you the whole. I do the OE though. That's like a
Old
nostalgia.
English. All right, I'll find some Old English for next week, and then make sure we got some brown paper bags with it.
Oh yeah, cause
It's
make
only
it
civil.
wrong
It's
with
only
that.
civil. It's only civil.
I can't believe it. But I'll be down. They let me know. I'll go get one.
Well, until next week, everybody.
All right. Take care.
See y'all later.